Here we have the daily price chart for Tesla Incorporated, stock ticker TSLA. As we can see here, we had a bit of a better close than might have been expected earlier in the day on Friday. It was starting to look like we would see, a bit more selling pressure into this $250 level. This was a closely watched price level. There were options expirations that were kind of clustered around this area, and there were also straight sell orders that were ready to short sell TSLA on this major rally higher. It's not totally surprising to see something like that. Not only because this is Tesla, and there are a fair amount of detractors at this point, Elon Musk detractors, people that really aren't fans ever since he bought Twitter anyway. But in addition to that, you are also looking at a stock that has seen a tremendous rally here in a short period of time. So even as far as a stock moving outside of its moving averages and its standard deviation regions, even for that reason alone, it's not totally surprising to see people trying to enter into the market in the other direction. Kind of betting on a reversal here. But as we can see, that initial selling pressure that was seen on Friday gave way, and we did have a decisive close here above the $250 mark. Ultimately, we closed the week at 251.52. This is a major event for the stock, and it does signal that we are encountering a major turnaround here in share prices. I mean, as we can see, this is a clear impulse move to the top side. It's a very strong move, decisive move. And then in addition to that, we're also breaking above these psychological levels. On their own, those psychological levels really shouldn't mean very much. They don't directly mean anything for the share price or for the company or anything like that. But it is something that's closely watched by the market, and it really did turn this into the main stock story last week. I mean, there's no question about it. Um, Nvidia's kind of hovering a bit lower, and we did see some moves in Apple. That was a fairly decisive move that we saw in Apple, but it does not compare to what we saw here. This was a tremendous run higher after a series, an extended period of decline. We have to kind of pull back here to really kind of take a look at that. But we saw massive declines here. This would be the ultimate size of the price move here. That would be this downward white trending line here. So we saw declines of, we can get some exact numbers here, just below $300 per share. This would be roughly 1 year ago, July 2023, specifically July 19th. Just a short period of time ago, it's really less than a year. We were trading, right around $300. A move to the top side really shouldn't be as surprising as it is, but I think that it's catching many people off guard because of how quickly, this turnaround actually happened. So, there's no question here that the momentum is focused in the top side direction, and we can get confirmation of that by looking at the relative strength index reading. And this is the daily chart. So this reading does carry a bit more weight than it would if we were looking at it maybe a shorter term time frame or a time frame that was less commonly watched by the market. So this would even include a weekly chart if we're looking at things in that manner. So here we can see that overall the trend momentum here is focused in the positive direction. We can see that this purple line here is trending upward, and that does essentially tell us that share price momentum is bullish, is positive, and this is over a much longer time frame than the current rally itself, and that makes this even more encouraging because we really saw the beginning of this. This goes all the way back to really the beginning of this year. We can say January 26th is when this trend momentum really started. And in many situations, we were actually seeing a bullish divergence in share prices, which really means that the indicator reading is trending higher as share prices are trending lower. We can kind of emphasize that a bit here because this was a reversal signal that did suggest that this type of price movement was ready to occur. So everybody that was calling for, short sells in this stock, or, Dan Nathan on CNBC saying that Tesla is going to trade below $90 per share. How did that call work out, Dan Nathan? He's specifically not an Elon fan. And he's a really good example of how you let personal biases get in the way of the market. It should have absolutely nothing to do with share price action. I get it. You don't like the guy personally. That doesn't mean that the share price is going to fall. And this trade idea didn't work out very well. He's currently losing money because he was short the stock. Um, but as we can see here, there were technical signals that did point to this direction. Specifically, we can point to this bullish divergence right here. We can see that share prices are falling, and this is not being confirmed in the indicator reading. The indicator reading is moving higher, trending higher as we're posting long-term lows here in share prices. That's a bullish divergence, and that does suggest that the price momentum, momentum in prices, is not being confirmed by the indicator. So there's no kind of there's no foundation, essentially for this move lower. There's no reason for this move lower to continue. So there were plenty of signals here that pointed to the top side, even as share prices were declining here. There were definite opportunities here. So all of that said, we do have to kind of look at the current price action, and try to figure out whether or not these moves, specifically are sustainable. First I would point to the fact that, this downtrend line, which is very long term, and it comes from those highs that were posted roughly a year ago at around $300 per share. That trend is now invalidated. Like that is no longer, the dominant trending move here. We can't point to that as being the most influential price structure anymore, because it's been broken to the top side. I mean, and this is decisive. And we have a daily and weekly close above this level. If I were to pull out to the weekly chart, you would see that the candle closes up above the downtrend line. So these are all bullish signals here. And there's really not much here suggesting otherwise. One thing that we can potentially point to, if we're really trying to look for reasons here to be cautious, would be the fact that we are trading in, very close to heavily overbought territory in the indicator reading. The relative strength index goes from 0 to 100. Readings above 70 would be considered overbought, and then regions above the 90 level would be considered extremely overbought. We are in overbought territory here, but we're not in extremely overbought territory. As you can see here, we're trading at roughly 85, just above 85. But this does suggest that we do have further room to extend here to the top side. And this is being further validated or confirmed by the upward trend momentum. So you could continue to trend higher here. There is still room here to the top side. And even when we're looking at these indicator readings, it doesn't necessarily suggest a period of downside movement. You could just as easily see a consolidation, a sideways consolidation, and that would give this stock some time for this indicator reading to roll over. So currently, I'm still bullish on this stock. The close last week was incredible. It was very strong and decisive. And currently, my near term target still remains with a break above 265, which would be the highs that were posted on December 28, 2023. Here is the current market analysis for Tesla Incorporated, stock ticker TSLA.